The ocean remembers what people try to forget. It was December 4th, 1872, when a merchant brig, the Dei Gratia, was making its slow passage through the open Atlantic. The sea was calm, the weather mild, the horizon unbroken. Nothing in the world suggested danger, tragedy, or the kind of mystery that burrows into history like a splinter under the skin. Yet that morning something appeared on the water, a distant sail, a ship, but not moving as it should. It drifted, listing slightly, its path sloppy, its sails torn but not destroyed, like a body breathing without a heartbeat. The crew of the Dei Gratia watched the vessel wander across the waves, confused. They recognized the shape, the flags, the lines of her hull. The ship was the Maryceleste, a vessel that had set sail 8 days before them from New York. Loaded with cargo and guided by an experienced captain, it should have been far ahead, nearing its destination. Instead, it was here, alone, silent, drifting. When boarding parties crossed the gap between ships, what they found became one of the greatest unresolved mysteries in maritime history. The Maryceleste was intact, seaworthy. Her hull was not broken, her sails were not shredded, and the cargo, hundreds of barrels of alcohol, remained untouched. The ship was not robbed. No pirate marks, no signs of struggle, no blood, no bodies. But there was something worse than evidence of violence. There was nothing. The crew's clothing was still neatly stored in trunks. Personal belongings untouched. Charts and instruments in place. The last log entry was recent, calm, ordinary. The ship's single lifeboat was missing. It was as if the entire crew had calmly stepped off the ship into the sea and vanished. There is a particular fear that settles in the human mind when confronted not with chaos, but with absence. Rooms left mid-conversation, meals abandoned mid-bite, places still warm with life, yet empty of it. The mind strains to fill the silence, to imagine. Captain Benjamin Briggs had been at the helm, a respected man, deeply religious, devoted to his wife Sarah and their 2-year-old daughter Sophia, who were both on board. The family had shared meals, prayed together, smiled in the sunlight reflected off the water. There had been no reason for fear, no reason to run, yet they were gone. The ocean gives back bodies, ruins, wreckage. It does not give back nothing. Investigators examined every inch of the Maryceleste. The ship's pumps worked. The hull was firm. The cargo was stable. The food stores remained plentiful. Loaves of bread soft, butter fresh, water clean. The ship could have continued its journey. There was no logical reason for the crew to abandon it. And still they had. People tried to explain it. They always do. Some said it was piracy, but pirates do not leave valuables behind. They take watches, rings, clothing, supplies. They do not take only people. Some claimed mutiny, but there was no sign of conflict, no record of discontent, no blood nor damage. And who mutinies only to climb willingly into a small lifeboat on open ocean? Others speculated seaquake, rogue wave, sea monster, ghosts. But the sea leaves marks. The ship bore none. Years later, stories emerged of crew members seen in distant cities living under new names. But these stories were only that, stories. No proof, no bodies, no survivors. The most enduring theory came from the cargo. Industrial alcohol. Some of the barrels were found leaking, swelling from internal pressure. Vapors could have filled the hull. Invisible, sharp, foul, enough to panic. If the crew believed the ship was about to explode, they might have abandoned her temporarily, tethered by a rope to return once the fumes cleared. A rational choice, a temporary escape, except the rope may have slipped or snapped, leaving them adrift on a lifeboat that the ocean swallowed within hours. No bodies would ever wash ashore. No one would ever know their final moments. A reasonable explanation, if reason were enough to quiet unease, because still something remains wrong. The ship's interior showed no signs of disturbance, no panic, no frantic escape, no rush. The beds were made, the deck orderly. It was as if they stepped out, calmly, willingly, quietly, as if they were called. Perhaps the sea did not terrify them. Perhaps it welcomed them. The ship was sailed to Gibraltar, inspected, written into court records. Experts, sailors, prosecutors, priests, and criminals all tried to give shape to the void that the Mary Celeste left. But the void remained. Over the decades, the ship changed owners. It sailed again. But something lingered. Sailors whispered that it was cursed, that footsteps echoed at night, that voices could be heard below deck, soft, like someone calling a name from the next room. Calling, waiting. In 1885, the last captain to command her deliberately wrecked the ship on a reef, hoping to claim insurance money. He survived the crash, but witnesses said his hair had turned white by the time he reached shore. He refused to speak of what he heard in the days leading up to the wreck, refused to sleep, refused to return to the sea. The Mary Celeste sank into darkness, claimed by the ocean that had kept her secrets. But the ocean remembers. Even today, sailors report the same fear when crossing the same waters, the feeling that someone is standing just behind them, watching, waiting for them to look away from the horizon. The story of the Mary Celeste is not frightening because of violence. It is frightening because of silence. A ship alive and whole, a family together only hours before, a deck still warm with presence, and then nothing. Not a cry, not a struggle, not a trace, just the endless, unbroken sea, and somewhere deep below it, answers that will never surface.